Hey there everyone, I'm the Ben 10 Theorist, and today I'm reacting and responding to the top 10 scary Ben 10 theories by the most amazing top 10. Before starting, I want to thank you all for 160 subscribers. It might seem small, but it means a lot. Also, this video has spoilers for everything from the classic continuity, so beware if you haven't seen it. So I saw this video about 6 months ago and decided to watch it. And then I wrote this video. But I've been postponing it for a very long time because of personal reasons and stuff, but I finally got to make it. I hope you enjoy this video. Without taking any more time, let's start.
So, who's ready for me to potentially turn their favorite childhood show dark? I know I am. Just a friendly reminder though, these are just theories and I didn't make them up or else I would have way too much time on my hands.
So you didn't make these theories. That's okay. I'm sure you have compiled some of the most interesting theories made by the Ben 10 fandom. I've been in the fandom for over 14 years, so I probably know some of them.
Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Ben 10 theories.
Let's go.
So the Ben 10 franchise has multiple series. It started off with just Ben 10, and then we have Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben 10 Omniverse, and so on. Then you have multiple films that were made, including some interesting live action ones. But all of these surround Ben, his grandpa Max, and his cousin Gwen.
Finally, someone who knows Max is Ben's grandpa and not uncle.
On vacation with his grandpa and cousin, Ben comes across an alien pod containing the Omnitrix, a watch-type device that allows him to shapeshift into aliens.
He doesn't shapeshift into aliens, he transforms into aliens. They don't mean the same thing.
Each alien has their own set of skills and helps Ben against supernatural and alien forces. Starting off this countdown, we have the shape-shifting alien. With the power of the Omnitrix, Ben can transform himself into numerous aliens.
Yes, transform. That's the right word.
Some of his notable alien transformations include Diamond Head, Stinkfly, and Shock Rock.
Okay, what does this have to do with anything you're about to talk about?
But people theorize that Ben, in fact, was always alien and never a human.
What? Hold on, technically Ben already has alien heritage because of his grandmother Verdona. There's literally a whole episode about it in Alien Force.
There really is no such thing as magic. Your grandma's an alien.
And after the kids were grown and out of the house, I needed to reconnect with my Anodite heritage.
Way to stick up for your cousin. You're all right.
You too, Grandma.
It's not a theory that fans are making now. It literally happened in the show. I mean, he is technically not an alien, but, you know.
So the theory goes that because of the ongoing war between aliens in space,
What war?
Ben was sent down to Earth with his alien family.
Oh, fuck off. What the hell is this coming from?
If they have power to transform into different aliens, then they also have the power to hide out in a human body.
Two things you just said are completely unrelated. First of all, who do you refer to by saying they? Are you suggesting that all aliens in the Ben 10 universe somehow have shape-shifting powers? How does that even make sense? And even if they did, why would they hide as a human? If the Tennyson family is a species that can transform into different aliens, then why would Ben need Omnitrix to do so within the show? And how come none of his close relatives displayed any ability to do so? Let's see if you explain any of it.
So they transformed into humans and then came to Earth. When Ben found the Omnitrix, it latched onto him because he's an alien.
Theoretically, humans are aliens, since the word alien can refer to any extraneous life form. From the eyes of the aliens in the show, Ben is an alien. Same logic applied in Season 5 of Omniverse, when Ben keeps calling the Inuit species monsters, yet they consider him as a monster. The term alien is all about point of views.
He was the closest thing in range, so it latched onto him.
No, you just don't know anything about the series. In the episode The Visitor, it was revealed that Silence sent the Omnitrix to Max. They even expand on these in series like Alien Force.
The Omnitrix wasn't intended for you. It was intended for your grandfather, the greatest plumber in the Milky Way galaxy.
But I found it.
An accident. Unfortunately, your DNA signature was close enough to Max's that it allowed you to put it on.
It latched on to Ben because he had the same DNA code as Max. You could have at least looked it up. But you don't do any work, apparently.
However, if it was an actual human, then it wouldn't have done anything or even worked. Because why would humans be able to use alien technology?
Because the Omnitrix was meant for Max. And as I said before, humans are alien.
So Ben and his family are aliens. To prove this, in Ben 10 Alien Force, it is revealed that Gwen's powers and abilities are from alien descent from her grandmother, Verdona.
If you already know this, then why did you make up the space war theory? How is this even a theory when we see it on the show? It's not a theory, it's a fact.
Like, hello, their grandmother is an alien, and so she gave birth to other aliens.
Technically, no, Verdana says it herself. But the anodite was only with Gwen.
In our ninth spot, we have the Ben 10 comic. So this theory states that the whole Ben 10 series is actually just a comic book series written by Ben's cousin Gwen.
What? Who makes these theories? I have been in the Ben 10 fandom for years and never have I seen or heard anything like this. Where are you getting these from?
In the episode Goodbye and Good Riddance, after the title sequence, it shows a comic book. The camera zooms in, the comic book opens, and the scene that's being depicted starts. The same thing happens at the end of the episode. The episode finishes, it turns into a comic book page, and then the narrator addresses the audience out.
Yeah, and that is not the first time that happens. The episode Gwen 10 also used the same style. It was to show that the things that happen in those episodes are not canon to the prime continuity. That's why the narrator keeps saying there are many ways to tell a story. They did that what if concept from Marvel Comics.
There was another episode that did this as well.
Oh, okay. She's acknowledging Gwen 10 now.
Titled Ben 10,000.
What?
What the hell are you making all these shit up from? No, the Ben 10,000 episode didn't have a comic book opening, comic book end, or anything related to a comic book. I said it's okay. She's ignorant. She doesn't know. But how can you say Ben 10,000 did the comic thing as well? Where did you get that information from? The Ben 10,000 episode had nothing to do with it. Like, what the fuck? Just Google Ben 10 non-canon episodes or Ben 10 comic book opening episodes. I swear, I know these channels don't know anything about the shows they're making videos about, but at least put a little bit effort. Also, the image on the screen is from Goodbye and Good Riddance as well, not Ben 10,000.
Other typical Ben 10 episodes don't have this. Well, it is said that these episodes clearly point out that the series takes place in a comic book series. But who is the author? Well, people theorize that it's Gwen. She made these comic series for Ben on their vacation so that he wouldn't be bored.
If Gwen made these comics to entertain Ben, why would she depict their relationship in such a worse way than it would actually be like? Original series, Gwen would never do something so nice for her cousin like writing a comic book series because of him being bored. Two people that get along, given the chance to portray themselves in a fan fiction, would have no reason to portray each other in such a bad way, as creating a new character to establish bad relationships would be a more logical choice.
Or maybe they both wrote it together during that trip.
I've interacted with hundreds of Ben 10 fans in the past 14 years, and I haven't heard anywhere anything like this theory.
Moving on at number 8, we have the accident. Alright, so in the first episode, Ben makes a wish on a shooting star, wishing that he won't have a boring summer.
No, he doesn't. You keep lying, though.
Oh, man, this is gonna be the worst vacation ever. I might as well have gone to summer school. Whoa, a shooting star!
From there, the shooting star appears to be an alien pod that contains the Omnitrix. Well, this theory believes that Ben was actually hit by something that fell from the sky, which knocked him unconscious. But don't worry, this isn't another "they were all in a coma" theory, it's not. So when Ben woke up, he was badly injured, so he stayed inside the van the rest of the trip and just used his imagination to make his summer less boring.
Isn't this just the previous theory? The only difference is that it's not Gwen, and he doesn't make a comic book out of it, not the classic they're in a coma theory because Ben is actually conscious. Although his body is in no condition different than a coma, he is locked in the RV for 3 months because of injuries, and the imagination is once again the origin of the adventure. Basically the same theory. Also, this is one of the laziest theories you could come up with. Seriously, everything was his imagination. This is one of the most cliche TV show or movie theories out and can work for literally anything. Spider-Man. Oh, his uncle just died and he used his imagination to make Spider-Man. He was Superman. He was just a kid from Smallville who wanted to be an alien. Yeah, really amazing and original theory. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
So here's some evidence to support this. In the show, when the object makes contact with the ground, it's super loud and bright. Why didn't Max or Gwen hear this?
Because Ben was far away in the forest.
That's because it didn't happen. Then throughout the series, it's shown that Ben is a fan of comics and video games. In fact, the first character that he turns into is Head Blast.
Head Blast. What? What the hell is Head Blast? Okay, let's say you misread the name from Google, but the name doesn't even make sense. Head Blast. It's Heat Blast, and it refers to him being a fire alien that blasts fireballs.
Doesn't Head Blast's face kind of resemble Iron Man's mask?
No, it doesn't. And why are you showing Omnitrix from the Race Against Time movie instead of showing Heat Blast as you're talking about him? You just Googled Ben 10 and put whatever comes up from the search to the screen. You couldn't even search Head Blast on Google to put here. You really don't care at all.
And he can shoot flames out of his hands. Iron Man shoots lasers from his hands.
Wow, oh my god, any superhero who shoots lasers from their hand is Iron Man. Makes total sense. Not reaching at all.
So maybe he just imagines himself as other characters from his favorite comics. And lastly, the series starts with Ben being 10 years old. At that age, kids tend to have an attachment to their electronic devices, and they rather stay in and watch TV and game all day than get some fresh air.
Oh god, okay. None of the other points made sense, but that convinces me. Ben is Iron Man because he is 10 years old. Greatest argument I've ever heard in my life. Kids are extremely attached to electronic devices from basically the day they're born nowadays. But this is a 2005 show, and 10-year-old kids were not as attached to phones or tablets back then.
So Ben compromises by imagining all this video game stuff is happening.
Let's take a look back at the Iron Man thing. Heat Blast's face looks like Iron Man's mask. Maybe a little. Shooting flames from the hands is similar to Iron Man beams. Kinda, yeah. So what? Those are just mere superficial similarities that ignore the thousands of differences between the characters. One wears a high-tech armor. The other is literally made of fire, for example. And those two characters' abilities aren't limited to mere energy blasts from the hands. Heat Blast can burn anything by merely touching it. He can manipulate his head's fire as a weapon. He can glide on a fire disc board and countless more. If a comparison to other fictional characters has to be made, at least compare it to the Human Torch, which has the exact same basic power set.
In our 7th spot, we have the Omnitrix's simulation. So people believe that Ben's life is an entire simulation.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
To begin, they claim that during Ben's time on Earth, alien species came to inhabit it because their species were dying.
I really would like to know who makes these theories. I doubt they've seen Ben 10, but I would still like to know how they came to that conclusion. Ben is in the Matrix.
They came to Earth to survive and create new colonies.
Why the Ultimatrix image?
Before humanity ended the Philoticus biopsis, which are mosquito-looking creatures.
How do you know about them? They literally appeared in one episode in one scene and you know about them. You're unaware of the most basic things about the show, but you know the aliens on Primus? How?
Collected a sample of Ben's DNA. When the end of the world hit, Ben's DNA was reanimated. So basically, Ben is not alive. He's just participating in a simulation of his old home.
How the hell can you come to that conclusion? How? Why would a simulation reanimate a dead species and give them a virtual life to keep them busy? This makes no sense.
It also simulated other dimensions, which explains the series Ben 10 Omniverse.
That is a picture of a 2010 Ultimate Alien video game. It has no relation to Omniverse or even any of the topics you're talking about in this video.
So yeah, we don't ever have to worry about Ben dying because he's not real. And he's a cartoon.
Oh my god, that was so funny!
Moving on to number 6, we have Ben is Beast Boy from Teen Titans Go.
I don't even want to say anything at this point. I just want to hear the argument and laugh.
Ah, man, Teen Titans Go. That was another really good cartoon.
I doubt you know anything about that one as well.
Well, people have noticed some similarities between Ben and Beast Boy.
Please don't tell me your proof is the color green.
First off, they both have the same ability to transform into different creatures.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I'm not a DC fan, so I didn't know much about Beast Boy. But a quick Google search shows that Beast Boy is a shapeshifter who can change into different animals. Ben transforms into aliens using the Omnitrix. They're different. You at least could have brought up your niece, since rather than Ben, she has a more similar power to Beast Boy, or even Ultimate Ben. But nah, you probably don't know about them. Also, both Ben and Beast Boy have different histories. This sounds like saying Batman is actually Spider-Man because they're both Caucasian men. Anyways, let's hear more arguments.
And second, they both have shaggy hair. Then they both have green eyes.
Okay, so does that mean anyone who shares eye color and hairstyle is the exact same person?
And are primarily associated with the color green.
Here it is. They are associated with the color green. Undeniable proof that Ben Tennyson is actually Beast Boy from Teen Titans. Oh my god, what if he is also the Green Lantern?
So could it be that they're just one and the same?
You're claiming that they are the same while showing an event where they were both featured as two different characters. This video has got to be a joke.
Maybe after years of Ben wearing the Omnitrix, he actually evolved into a beast-like creature. Since humans have a shorter lifespan than aliens, the watch ended up mutating into him so he could live forever as a creature.
Beast Boy is, as it is in his name, a boy. We see Ben grow up throughout all 4 classic shows. Oh, also, there is one particular character you brought up earlier in the video as well.
Also, Beast Boy's parents got killed in a boating accident. Really? Boating accident?
Yes, you might not believe this, but it is possible. And not just in fiction, but in the real life as well. Also, Ben's parents never died in the first place.
It was probably that Ben could live since he was transformed into Beast Boy, while he watched all his friends and family die around him. I mean, the similarities are there, but I don't personally buy this one.
Oh, you don't? You didn't put any references, so where did you find this theory? I think you just made that one up and said you don't buy it after you realized how stupid it sounds.
But who do you think would win in a fight? Beast Boy or Ben 10? Comment down below.
Alright, let's do this.
We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the death of Ben. So this theory is just quite random, but it's still dark. So in season 1, episode 7, Ben, Max, and Gwen go to New York. While checking into their hotel, Ben sees that there is a new Sumo Slammer game being tested in the hotel.
I really wonder how this will go to Ben's death.
But the entrance is being blocked by this big bodyguard. Ben ends up turning into Ghost Freak to sneak inside and play the game. That's when the guard catches him. Ben's final words are, "Uh-oh, game over." Then the screen cuts to black. Well, people theorize that Ben didn't just get kicked out of the hotel, that something more sinister happened. So they believe that the guard in fact assaulted Ben or beat him up until he was knocked unconscious. I mean, the dude is pretty big and tough looking, so it could be possible.
Jeez, what the? That didn't happen. That's not the end of the show. If Ben died, then how the hell is he alive in the next scene, let alone rest of the series? Hey, secondly, why would a hotel guard beat a 10-year-old kid to his death? How far could you have stretched the scenario? There's no reason a random hotel guard would beat out and kill a 10-year-old just because he sneaked in to play a VIPE video game. This is like saying in a Ben 10 episode where Ben walks on the street, he accidentally falls down and breaks his neck. Actually, no. Even that would make more sense than a hotel worker killing a kid for no reason out in the open. The hotel just kicked him out. And you say it's because he is big. I probably have never seen more stupidity in my life. Also, no one other than your retarded theorized that. Stop lying.
Making our way down the list, at number 4, we have the Omnitrix is alive.
Finally. Oh my god, finally a theory that was actually discussed in the Ben 10 community. Although this is not stated, there are hints towards that in the shows. So yeah, you got 1 point for that one.
The Omnitrix that is on Ben's wrist is alive and evil. Well, at least that's what people think. They believe that the watch is alive and chooses what creature he turns into.
Yes, that's it. I don't know why you said evil there, but yes. The Omnitrix being alive and giving Ben other aliens theory has been a thing in the fandom for a while.
That's why in some of the episodes, Ben clicks on one monster,
He's not a monster. He's an alien.
but gets turned into another, which is not helpful in the current situation. This was done maliciously by the Watch to try and kill Ben.
People theorize the exact opposite. The Watch turns Ben into aliens that could save Ben in the most risky situations. That's the theory I've heard.
Sure enough, it kicked in right when the Big Bang started. Gave me just the alien I needed.
Your recklessness never ceases to amaze.
Not reckless. It always seems to give me the right alien, even when I want something else.
Also, the show properly explains the reason for most, if not all, mistransformations. Firstly, the original series Omnitrix is a prototype. Hence, it has bugs. Secondly, Ben slams it continuously, even while a bug is clearly occurring.
Come on, work.
Thirdly, sometimes an external energetic interference scrambles the Omnitrix's pick choice. And lastly, Ben stops looking at the Omnitrix before activating the transformation, forgetting that the voice command mode is not activated.
For example, in one episode, Ben is turned into Ripjaws in the middle of the desert.
When did that happen? I don't remember that happening. Wait, hold on. Let me check all the episodes Ripjaws has appeared in. Oh, it was in that one Ben 10 episode nobody even remembers existing. Sorry.
Ripjaws is an aquatic type creature. Clearly, the desert isn't the place for him. So how did the Omnitrix become alive? Well, with all the DNA that it gathers, chances are it could have mutated and obtained its own identity. Ben is a hero, doesn't mean that the Watch is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Watch couldn't care less if the Hybrid destroyed all life in the galaxy or if the Annihilar destroyed the whole universe. All that matters to it is to work as programmed and grant protection over its wearer's life.
Watch!
You're the one who's damned. Hold what can't.
The Omnitrix is most certainly not a hero, but neither is a villain. It's just a neutral, interactive tool with a purpose.
Moving on to number 3, we have Ben is violent.
No shit.
What about Vilgax?
Last I saw him, I left him in pieces. It wasn't pretty for anyone.
So, turns out, Ben might be the biggest threat of them all. So the Omnitrix is said to be a tool to teach Ben about different species. In fact, it is said that its main purpose was to teach others about alien life and species, and not to be used as a crime-fighting tool.
Did you just actually say something that was true? Wow, this feels weird.
But Ben, instead of using it for educational purposes, uses it to destroy other aliens.
What the hell is he supposed to do when Vilgax comes to the Earth-destroying cities with his army and trying to get the most dangerous weapon in the universe? Should Ben just sit down with the warlord Vilgax and try to teach him what even he doesn't know?
Now, what if these aliens weren't even a threat to Earth? They were just lashing out because they knew Ben was going to use this watch for bad.
Right. Because Vilgax was stealing nukes from the US in the early 70s because he knew that Ben would obtain the Omnitrix 30 years later. So he was getting ready. The Lion Max just pretended to want to eat old people, including Aunt Vera, just to lure Ben and force him to fight them. The Great One wanted to eat the Earth in order to get rid of Ben's threat, not because it just wanted to feed on it.
So Ben uses the Omnitrix to fight crime instead of its main importance, which was bridging the understanding between humans and aliens so we can coexist in peace.
Not humans and aliens, but all the species in the universe.
But no, Ben decides to use it for combat, aka he's a super violent killer.
You can literally make the same shitty argument with any superhero ever. Superheroes fight people. That's their thing.
In our second spot, we have Ben 10 is a metaphor. This next theory states that the entire Ben 10 show is just a big metaphor for growing up.
Second time in the entire video, you actually brought up a Ben 10 theory. Let's see you fuck this one up too.
So let's examine this in depth. You have Ben, a little 10-year-old, who learns how to mature and be responsible through the aliens he transforms into. Aliens are thought to symbolize puberty. Just like how when kids hit puberty, they're overwhelmed with different emotions and different experiences. Because of these aliens, he becomes stronger, faster, and mentally tougher, all which can happen during puberty. Now, each alien is said to teach him different things. Echo Echo is his changing voice. Humongosaur is his growth spurts. Chromastone is supposed to symbolize acne since he's covered in red-type crystals.
Okay, I was with you until here, but now you're stretching again.
And Stinkfly is his body odor. Those are just some of them. Then the villains represent the struggles you face when growing up, like Dr. Nemo.
Dr. Nemo? Did you just say Nemo? I'm sorry, that's the wrong franchise.
Which is said to represent Ben's fear of doctors, and Charmcaster, which symbolizes the mean cool girl in school that may bully Ben.
Because the show, starting with the two actual bullies that mess with Ben, is not enough, we also need a metaphorical bully girl with superpowers.
So, there you have it. The whole series is just about Ben developing and going through puberty. And in our number one spot, we have the Omnitrix is a killer.
Oh my god, she forgot that she already said this one.
That's right. This theory surrounds the idea that the Omnitrix is in fact killing Ben.
You cannot be serious. This is literally the same theory once again.
So, let's look at the facts. Every time that Ben is turned into an alien, his DNA is merged with the aliens. In fact, an article written on Ben 10 states that the selected alien's DNA is merged with the wearer's DNA, transforming the user into the selected alien. Meaning, Ben's DNA is being damaged every time he transforms and reverses.
What? No, that doesn't mean that. How does that make it so Ben's DNA is damaged?
So let's get scientific for a second. So every time a cell divides, the telomeres, which are located at the end of chromosomes, are said to get damaged and get shorter. If the telomeres get too short, then it will cause our cells to age and stop functioning properly. This could cause Ben to get really weak and sick, eventually dying as a result of transforming too many times.
Damn, no wonder why Ben lived over 30 years of his life always transforming and looks so dead. It makes sense he'd give an Omnitrix to his son as well.
And that's it for today's video.
Oh, it's the end. Finally. So what can we learn from this video? We can learn that we shouldn't talk about the stuff we don't know about. These 10 theories are not even all scary. Only some of them are creepy. You just made up some of the most nonsense shit and put them in a video. By the way, the things I said in the video are not just directed at this girl. They're directed at all of the people who wrote this video and theories along with her. I knew that this wasn't going to be a good video, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. Ben is Beast Boy. Ben is killed by a hotel guard. This is so stupid. But what makes me sad is not the video itself. It's the reaction it got. How does it have that many likes? Well, I have a theory about that. I don't think it's the active Ben 10 fandom who likes these videos. It's the fans who hasn't seen the show for years and now watching this with only partial things they remember. Which I'm not complaining. You watch whatever you want. But it's just weird seeing a video with this much stupidity can get this positive of a reaction. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. I know this wasn't a great video, but it's my first actual video. So do not complain in the comments. You can say if you think I should improve or change something. I would also like to thank my friend Leonardo for helping me greatly with the video. The video would be a lot shorter if it wasn't for him. Don't forget to like and share the video. Also, you can join my Discord server from the link in the description as well. Ben 10 Theorist out.
You were my everything. Now I'm on the better thing.